Well, with us today is Blake Hylands, Senior Vice President of Troilus Gold. And Blake's here today to bring us up to speed on what's happened since the summer and everything that's happening going forward. Blake, always good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Hey Chris, yeah, thanks for having me.
Great. Listen, Blake, a lot of great things happening since the summertime. Would you mind just taking us through a few of the highlights of what's happened since the summer? Obviously, you guys have been in the news, a lot of great exposure. We'd love to learn a little bit more about that.
Sure, yeah, I'd love to. I mean, it's been an interesting year, I think, for pretty much everybody, and that's no different for Troilus. We've had a pretty exciting year overall. I think we weren't really necessarily expecting to roll things out the way that we had this year, and you know, I think in the end for us, our summer was extremely successful on outlining new discoveries, new regional targets that, you know, really without COVID, we wouldn't have had the opportunity to go and test. You know, we had to reduce camp size, reduce the number of people there. We really tried to roll out the safest possible protocols to get it back up and running. You know, in doing that, we felt like delaying a drill program was probably the right way and the safest way to do that. So, you know, what do you do when you can't drill? Well, you put boots on the ground and you send the guys out with hammers and see what you can find. And, you know, so in a way it was sort of a blessing for us because it allowed us to go out and explore some of the new ground we picked up. We're now roughly 1,000 hectares. And you know, what we ended up doing was outlining, I think, 3 to 4 significant targets that really any company would be happy to have as their, you know, as their primary target, that we're going to hope to follow up on in 2021 with more work and possibly even some drilling on those. And then ultimately, you know, as we've been able to open up more and more, we've implemented the protocols and we feel that the camp is a safe place to work. We've been able to bring drills in, and we actually started drilling again in the fall. We have 4 drills going now. We're just finishing up, kind of coming into December, and the primary focus there has been on our southwest zone discovery, which is really, in my opinion, that could be the new Troilus. You know, this is an area that is about 3 kilometers southwest of our main zone. Geologically, it looks extremely similar. A little more intensity in the alteration, which we want to see. Grade looks excellent. You know, it's analogous to what we saw from Z87, where they produced 2 million ounces of gold and 70,000 tons of copper. And so, you know, for us, we see a real at surface, good grade, you know, potential open pittable opportunity. And that's where we've been focusing a lot of our drilling. That and combined with some geotechnical work to support future engineering studies and a little bit of category upgrading as well. So, you know, we're pretty excited to see what results come out of that in the new year. And hopefully can outline a pretty significant new resource over the southwest zone as well. So really all new stuff for us. And, you know, it's been a pretty busy year, Chris.
Yeah, things have really changed a lot over the last year, and obviously it was very fortunate that you were able to you know, capitalize on a little bit of this this pandemic. But I just want to get back to the 100,000 hectares that you spoke of. Any new specific interpretations that we might be interested in hearing about, or perhaps you could talk a little bit about in further detail?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. I mean, we've taken our structural approach to Troilus, right? Where we've moved away from maybe the genetic models that they'd originally worked on Inmet, I mean, for about 15 years. You know, we've kind of reinterpreted to believe that structure is more important here, and that genetic model will come out of some of the work we're doing. So we applied that in sort of our discovery of the southwest zone, and then we've continued to do that as we've stepped out at areas like Testard, where we've had the highest grade outcrop samples ever found in the Frotêt-Evans Belt, Bien, which is an 8-kilometer extension of the southwest zone, and Goldfields, which is down 50 kilometers away, all showing exactly the same style of mineralization, the same quartz veins, the same sulfidation that we see everywhere across this belt. You know, we want to show that we can take our structural model and our interpretation of how this thing has mineralized and apply it across a belt that that is, district scale. So we've been very, very excited about the findings we have so far and these new discoveries, not just because they are new discoveries, but they're also helping to validate our new ideas and our new interpretations.
Blake, you guys have been busy for the last year, needless to say, and what we're looking forward to is a lot of important milestones in 2021. Any specific milestones that you might want to just quickly touch on before we let you go today?
Sure. I mean, look, every year since we've started, we've done more, found more, continued to grow. And 2021, we expect to be no different. We'll start to see some of the results of the work we're doing now, the drilling we're doing on Southwest, and so far that looks very, very promising. So we expect serious growth from our project from areas like that. Some of the work we're doing to support the studies that have been done already, and now into a PFS and then future FS. We're going to do the work next year to feed into that. And of course, we want to follow up on some of these pretty excellent regional targets as well. So, I think our expectation, certainly my expectation, through the team, is that these things are going to come through. We know that Troilus is bigger than, the two pits that were worked historically, and we're going to continue to show that. So, from my perspective, that's going to show real growth, real blue sky opportunity while still growing what we know to already be a very robust project. So I think 2021 could be a really, really big and really significant year for Troilus.
Yeah, we really do look forward to learning more about what's happening, and hopefully, Blake, we can have you back in the very near future. Hopefully, sometime maybe in January and February, to tell us a little bit more about what's happening. We really appreciate your time, Blake, and look forward to having you again real soon.
Oh, I love that, Chris. Thanks so much for having me again.
Great. Thanks, Blake.
Cheers.